But for everyone just joining, welcome back for another episode here on the Monday Morning Muscle podcast with your host, Tonio Burton, and our special guest who's been waiting for, it feels like months at this point, Mike Condell.
Last year.
Yeah. He when we originally launched it in February?
Yeah.
Mike's like, yeah, let's do it. He was on like that original poster we never posted. It was like him, Samson, Keon.
Oh, you guys got
was it Joey was on there, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah. So wow. That was before Samson won and before Keon repeated. So stay humble.
Cool.
Well, you play second in Chicago,
in
right?
Florida at that new Chisel Classic, which was only a 212 show, and then third at Chicago behind Bo, and I can't for the life of me remember his name. He's from Brazil. He went on to the O and did fairly well.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, you're not a no-name, you know? If you follow 212, you know, that's like the big thing is for some reason there's like this huge difference between people who watch Open and people who watch Open and 212.
Fair. And I don't know if it's by design, but I think it would be less of a thing if these shows they're talking about being like hallmark shows for the IFBB have the division, right? Because Tyler talking about Pittsburgh. You know, obviously every year we talk about Arnold, but 212 isn't one of those shows, so it's no surprise if it doesn't get the attention that athletes like me would like it to. Nor do we deserve it as much as the Open guys? Maybe not, but even then, still, I still think if you're going to call anything on your schedule a hallmark show, it should have all your divisions, not just 212 either, all the women's divisions as well. So I might give.
Yeah. Put the money down, you know.
So what is that Pittsburgh?
What's that?
What categories are they having for Pittsburgh?
That was added recently is Open, which is like how was Open not at Pittsburgh? Which is I think right. They
the Mannion show.
They always have a crazy string of guest posers, so that's probably how they justified not having Open. But I don't think they have women's bodybuilding. I know they don't have 212. It probably doesn't have fitness. You know what you expect from the middle of the road shows that are eliminating divisions. But I mean, it's nice to see it growing. It's nice to see those big shows, especially the ones that Tyler and the IFB want to pump money into. It's good to see them bringing those divisions back in. Like, how do you have a bodybuilding show without open bodybuilding? I don't understand.
Right.
Yeah. It's not like it's a money thing for the Mannions because do they have to pay sanctioning fees for the Pittsburgh? Because what is it, like 20 grand or 50 grand for Open? I guarantee you Tyler's not paying that sanctioning fee. So
that's probably why I got in and only did 212. I think because our sanctioning fee is pretty cheap. I think it's like $2,500. And
oh wow!
I was talking with Tonio's coach, with Justin. He was saying it was 12 grand for Chicago.
Really? Chicago,
okay.
Yeah. So, and I'm pretty sure the sanctioning fees are the same across the board. Again, why we should probably have a promoter actually come on and talk to us about the stuff, because it's just like we're just throwing darts, you know. It's like, well, I heard that so-and-so said this. I don't know. Yeah. We got to bring Paul back on. Paul on my other channel, Bodybuilding News Network. I had Paul Lazan on, and that was an amazing conversation.
Well, they also
talk
did
with a promoter.
Fantastic job with their very first show. I mean, I didn't see a single negative comment about that show, and it seems like it's like for some of these shows, how do you miss that bad? Because all they did for a show was like put up a black background and have plenty of room for athletes, and like bam, like that, you have a good show.
Yep.
Yeah.
Easy peasy. Yeah. Well, it's not Fuad and Paul's first show. They've been doing amateur shows up in the Canadian League for probably a decade. So they have a lot of experience. It was just very nice to see them apply it on a pro stage, and not even just pro, but men's open. For them to be able to just knock it out of the park with the lighting, and the lineup was small, but it was exciting to watch. So
I think it's
all in all, I thought they did a phenomenal job.
They got some top-notch guys in that top 5 last time, and I can't imagine.
And Tonio, we talked about it last time. They have merch. The Detroit Pro has Detroit Pro merch. Mike, how many pro shows do you know where you can actually buy as a fan I could actually go and buy the merch.
I don't think either of the shows I did this year had it.
Yeah. Now you might get lucky. They might make you, like Scott from Old School. He might make clothing specifically for the show, but that's for the athletes. That's not for sale.
Well, what about now that I think about it, Wings of Strength? Isn't that Chicago, right?
Yeah, that is Wings of Strength.
So they have shirts there, right? They have wings. I remember.
They have Wings of Strength, but do they have Chicago Pro stuff?
I don't know if it says Chicago Pro with it.
Yeah, see, that's the question. It's like,
yeah, I got you.
Like when you're at the gym, if I see like an NPC shirt or a Gasp shirt, I'm like, okay, like they're in the community. But if I saw someone walking around with a Cali Pro hoodie, I'd be like, oh shit, okay, they're really into the pro league. Like they know bodybuilding. Like there needs to be more of that. I don't know, like maybe I'm just complaining because I want to have like the New York Pro swag and stuff. All I have is the Indie Pro. I've got the Indie Pro and then I've got some Olympia stuff. That's it.
I want it now.
Exactly. Well, yeah. Take my money, Tyler.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, but I guess before we got onto that tangent, we were talking about the whole FUAD thing, and I guess the thing I kind of what I'm taking away with it is, why should we care as bodybuilding fans? And you two are actually bodybuilders. It's like, why is this getting so much traction, and why should we care?
People love drama.
I was going to go off, but that's like as simple as that's. Yeah. People love it.
Take the stage.
I have these conversations frequently. Obviously, not about FUD because I'm not close to FUD. I don't know him. I don't know anything about what goes on with him. But just in general, like this industry, especially, really loves the drama and like feeds into it nonstop. I mean, you can see all this stuff going on with Nick and Sean and Brett and Matt Jansen. Like that could have been handled like gentlemen in a closed area where people got to say what they needed to say privately, and everyone could walk away with whatever piece or gripes they still wanted to have. But it doesn't happen that way in this industry because the drama sells clicks, it sells tickets, it sells podcasts, it sells all that stuff. And the other side of it, which I think can be a plus, but hasn't really been, is that we're in this social media age where, it used to be where bodybuilders, they were just the guys in the magazines, and that's all you cared about was the workout routine and the diet and seeing them on stage. But now people are seeing us as people, which obviously we've always been, but the interest goes a lot deeper than just bodybuilding topics now. And for better or worse, they're eating up all these, these private lives, private issues, private events. So, I mean, it's a double-edged blade, right? Like it cuts both ways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's tough to see people. I mean, I don't really like to see people's personal stuff get out there. I like to see like Tonio talking about his kids, or Tonio talking about like doing security gigs and doing like random posings and stuff. That's cool. But the drama side of the sport, I don't enjoy. I don't like covering it. I'd much rather talk to, Mike about, what does your training protocols look like? And, who's your go-to guy to watch when you really need some motivation onto controlling your reps and stuff. Like those are stuff I enjoy talking about that stuff. Cause I'm a fan first. I'll always be a fan first. This, the FUAD and the Mish stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know. I wish him well.
They say no publicity is bad publicity, and it's always going to be true. It just is. Right. And unfortunately, we've got people all over this industry that are in your role, but that are not taking the, quote unquote high road that you are, and will gladly broadcast this stuff for clicks. Right. I mean, I'll know who they are. Not to give them any more attention than they're already getting, but those people are always going to exist. And for some reason, it seems to be just more of a thing in the bodybuilding and fitness industry. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. I think it's probably more obvious in the bodybuilding and fitness industry because it's something that we're hyper fixated on. But I can promise you, like I've talked with Xavier Willis a lot, and he watches a lot of like F1 racing. It's pretty prevalent there. It's anywhere you go, if it can get clicks and if it's going to pay people's bills, people are going to watch it. And the outlets that are covering this stuff right now, I can almost guarantee you most of them are doing it full time. So they're not looking at it from an ethical standpoint. I do this because I love it, not because I make money off it, which I think I got like a check from Google last month for like $120. I was like, yes, let's go. Like I forgot I still get paid from this anymore. For a living? Yeah, well, I mean, especially you guys. Like, I mean, you guys got to do so much stuff, and the sponsors, you get blessed with that. And I've heard plenty about Tonio's DM list of all the, you know, all the posing trunk requests. So I know the hard stuff you guys go through.
Oh man, the temptation's real, right?
You're like, man, I could really use 10 grand.
10 grand offers.
Oh, I could never.
It's like, what did he need me to do?
Hey, the higher that price, the worse it is. So
Tony's like, where's that eggplant at? Or what's the grapefruit? It's like, throw back for all the real fans.
No way.
But yeah, it's to each their own. I suppose I do this because I love it, not because I'm trying to pay bills. So for the guys that are doing it, that need to pay their bills, if they're willing to compromise on their ethics to, you know, manipulate storylines, and I mean, it's just media at that point. Like, that's just, if it bleeds, it leads.
We're addicted to 24/7, right? And no one's allowed to be like inaccessible, unavailable. Yeah. Everyone wants 24/7 live media or whatever it is they're into. And I don't know what it is with bodybuilding, but I don't even think half these people are actually fans. I think they just like the drama and the bullshit. Because you go read some comments on some like official, you know, RX Muscle Instagram, or like even Derek's Instagram after he won the O, from fans of not Derek. It's like, damn, do you guys actually like this, or are you just here to be hateful? Because it sure seems like the latter.
It's almost like it's a little outlet from their personal lives.
This really niche environment no one's ever going to see.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah. Screaming into the void of Instagram comments and YouTube comments. I don't get too many bad ones, but the ones I do are bad. I see and I remember, and it's just like, what's the point? You know, like, if I actually did put Hottie winning this year, and he lost, but if I was saying no way Hottie's going to win, I'm always going to get some nasty comments. And it's like, is it a cultural thing, or do people just, are people really just that nasty?
About the cultural differences in bodybuilding.
Man, that gave me flashbacks to Brazil.
Yeah, how dare you go against Rafa? Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Hey, you can't be saying names right now. I'm going to get attacked now. You can't do that to me. I didn't do anything wrong.
Oh, we say names. Bro, it was funny. I had a lot of people, you know, coming with their hate comments, and if you come back, we'll do this and do that. We'll show you what wild animals are. And I'm like, hey, I plan on coming back next year, so we'll be at the same place doing the same thing. You know, I don't mind.
I'll be at the host hotel. I mean,
no, it's funny. But then you had, you know, you had people from Brazil also reaching out and saying, hey, you know, not all of us are like that. Like, they're ignorant, or, you know, saying what they say. I mean, even females. This is why we don't date Brazilian men. You know, it's I think it's in every culture, but when you have one that is very outspoken, and they speak freely, it's going to seem like the worst. You know what I mean? So, and that's what Brazil, and I mean, just like you said, Hadi, the Iranian fans, like, they're extreme. To them, it's passion. They love to argue and scream and shout. You know, it's not hate; it's their passion they have for it. To us, passion is, you know, we'll cry if our Super Bowl team, or, you know, our team loses in the Super Bowl.
So
them over
true.
there, they're gonna riot. You know what I mean? So it's just handled differently, I guess. Culture. And
More
somehow
passion.
that's going to spin and come back.
And somehow someone's going to comment like, you know nothing about Persian culture or whatever. It's like, I mean, you're probably right.
I do want to visit, but yeah, you're right.
Maybe not Iran. Maybe you could visit, I don't know, Dubai. I mean, I
was like, Dubai is where I want to go.
It keeps growing, and I bet you if you message certain people, you could probably get a free flight over there.
Right. I was like, it's funny you get paid, like offered checks to go compete and like go visit gyms and like stuff like that.
It's crazy. Like, I always wonder what the ROI is on that, like the return on investment. Because I mean, I'm originally from Wisconsin, like a small town, and the guy, his name's Brent Scheckler. He owns Sups.com. It's like a supplement distribution, kind of like bodybuilding.com. So they do that. and they had Fuad and not Paul, but who's the other guy? Mike or Chang, right?
Oh,
Ben.
Oh yeah.
Ben Chow, yeah. So
I was like,
he
Chang.
had. I know I was racist. Sorry, guys. Yikes.
You can snip
My girlfriend's Asian, if that helps. I'll pull up my.
I can say because my best friend's black.
Exactly. All my friends are black. Terrible. Anywho, the moral of the story was those two got hired to come to that supplement store and do like a meet and greet, and I could see the direct correlation of like return on investment for that, because I think that was Fuad and them. They were like on their way from California to Texas for something. Maybe a hunter was doing a show, so they were already on their way. So like people coming into a supplement store buying supplements, it makes sense, but to hire Tonio to go to a gym to do a meet and greet, like how many memberships are they expecting to sell? You know?
Questions are going to stop being
Tonio,
a little.
I was just gonna say, like, I'm probably taking money out of Tonio's mouth. I'm like, because I was talking with Tonio about going to the lab and seeing if they'll hire you to come down there, because they've got a bunch of pros there. They're all like men's physique and women's figure, I think. But you know, it'd be cool to see like a men's open guy in that gym. I'm sure people would love to swing by. Yeah,
make them sign up.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, that's the gym membership there is pretty exclusive. Like, I think the last time I talked to him, there was like a couple hundred people on a wait list because they want to make sure it's very limited.
Oh wow!
Like it's only like 100 people max to be like with active memberships. But it's a pretty cool gym. Yeah. So the whole Fuad thing is weird, but I understand. You go from the Mike Van Wyck story and how that happened, and then immediately rolls into like more like Fuad adjacent drama. And I was like, huh, interesting how news is rotating right now around that guy.
It's just honestly with it, I just don't like you were saying with certain channels, they point out a bad guy when you really don't know. You know, he's sending these emails and, you know, calling him out and he's choosing his words, you know. And we all know how Fuad is. He's not going to back down. You know, if you don't have strong teeth, that's not a bone you want to pick. And I feel like a lot of people will egg it on. Like certain pages will call Fuad a bad person for telling a dude to come over then. Did he say, hey, come over, let's hang out? Or did he say, all right, you talking your shit, you know, come aggressive then.
Right.
And dude shows up, Fuad comes out, they said with a bat. Man, you got to know what you're walking into. I'm not going to go to someone's house, you know, they invite me with anger. No way.
Yeah.
But if I do, I got to know where I'm trying to push it to. And when the story gets out, you can't play victim. You can't point out someone bad unless you know the whole thing, not just one side. So that's my only thing about it. If you're going to talk about it, don't pick a side. Because then when people come at you for it, you play victim. Yo, that's a narcissist.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when you're accepting that invitation, you know exactly what that is, and then your immediate action afterwards, when Fuad doesn't back down, is that you send the video and your text messages to Greg, who you know is going to blast it all over the place. Like, if you were looking for sympathy, you're going to get it from like the cheapest people you can find on social media, and if that's what you're after, cool. But like, I'm hoping, at least in this instance, most people don't fall for it. We'll see. You know.
Yeah. No, that's going to go.
Well, fortunately or unfortunately, you know, Fuad's going to come at this with a very sharp blade. He's not going to be like, hey, you know, like, this is drama, and I would hope that people would respect my privacy or something like that. He's never going to approach it like that. He's going to hop on the next episode of, you know, Bodybuilding and Bollocks or whatever, and whatever the shit, Bro Chat or something like that.
Bro Chat.
Yeah, and he's just going to like torch it.
I mean, look, man,
hey, that's what people like,
right? And like, we can talk shit online. You can talk shit about my bodybuilding. There's a lot of things you can talk shit out and take shots at me for. You pull up in my driveway with my family here, And they're lucky that's Canada, because I'm not coming out with a baseball bat in my driveway. So, I mean, you get what you asked for, dude. He got off easy.
Right.
Yeah, he drove away, you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to back Fuad on this one. He made the invite, but the dude didn't have to show up.
Yeah. And also there's like some allegations about this Mish guy being like a stalker and stuff.
Right.
I was reading Fuad's wife was commenting on Muscle Discords. I don't mind saying words because I'm pretty PC. I don't bash anybody. I'm very selective with my words. It's like a decade worth of YouTube, so I'm pretty good at it. But a Muscle Discord, he had a post, and I saw that Fuad's wife mentioned something about this guy has been known to be stalking us, and like there was a police report, and so it sounds like this Mish guy is definitely not a good guy. So I mean, you kind of gotta back Fuad. You know, he's a industry figurehead at this point, and he might be a dick sometimes. It sounds like he's been kind of a, you know, people said he wasn't a nice guy when he's competing. So, you know, I don't know if that goes away or not, but I know some phenomenal people that are in his inner circle. So if you got like Paul Lazan is a phenomenal person. Ian, I love Ian. I interviewed him in person in like 2019. He was an amazing guy. You can't have phenomenal people with great character be around someone who's bad. So those guys must see something in Fuad that Fuad is doing a very good job to hide.
Bad people don't collect good people. It doesn't work that way. The other side of Fuad, love him or hate him, is like, dude's always going to speak his mind. That's always going to attract some negativity. And you should know better if you're going to come at a guy like that he's probably not going to be the one backing down. So you have to either be ready for it or just don't approach it. It's like really that simple, because this is all pointless. All of this was absolutely pointless. All you did was ruin his night and then start all this bullshit drama for absolutely no gain.
It's
right.
Going back to the initial point, why should we care about this?
We shouldn't, but it's news, and there wasn't a show this week. So.
We shouldn't.
It happened perfectly.
Yeah. Well, luckily, we do have the Big Man weekend coming up. I think it's tomorrow. So I think I'm going to make the executive decision to post Monday Morning Muscle on Saturday instead of Monday, just so that Mike's time is a little bit more valued and we get to talk about the Big Man weekend, because it does look like it's, correct me if I'm wrong, this is the last men's open show before the Arnold.
Got like something like 30 guys up there.
It's the lineup is
for this
bonkers.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I'll share the screen and show you guys what Dan over at Bodybuilders Without Borders put up, because he does a great job of actually putting the photos to the names. But this is not a weak lineup. You've got the top 6 is completely up for grabs.
I was like, that is going to be the top 6 right there.
Well, I mean, Dan does a good job, but you got AKIM, you got Horace MD. What's the guy? Amir. Yes, Amir. He's going to probably be 3rd or 2nd. He placed behind you, right? In Cali, right? Yeah, so this guy's phenomenal. He's like 24, I think. He's super young. So him and Chris Aceto been doing a great job. Christian Wolski is phenomenal. He's is he not in the front screen? Dang, did him dirty. That guy's phenomenal.
He's the one who did New York and Cal also.
Yeah, number 19 right there. Did. Yeah, Christian Wolski is phenomenal. I've been watching him grow. I think he was 212 guy back in the day. So he's just been growing. He's great. Andrea Presti, I don't know what happened on the last showing. Was it Spain, I think?
Yeah.
That guy, he placed like in the last call out.
Yeah.
So he must have been spilling over real hard. I mean, we all know his legs could use improvement, but he's an Olympian, multi-time Olympian. He's won shows. So I was pretty surprised with that placing. We got Lewis Breed is going to be amazing. Yeah, Lewis is big and hard.
Big freaky guy.
Very conditioned. And then who's this guy? Is it Mark Hector? It is Mark Hector. I was going to say his name is like in my head. I'm like, I thought this guy's name was Mark Hector. I'm going to say he's going to be the biggest question mark in this lineup. he's been taking quite a bit of time off, and this is my other channel, so I don't have everyone followed. So I do apologize, everyone. If I don't know, he's too tall for that.
That dude's he's like 8 feet tall.
I just feel like I've heard that name forever.
I think
he's like that name's been around forever.
He's been like trying to hit the mark for a while now, and then he competed with James Hollingshead, I think 2 years ago, and then took a break off. Him and Jamie Johal, they also were like competing at the same time. So it's not a new name, but he's been slowly growing over the years, trying to like hit that perfect peak.
I was like, he's so damn tall. He needs so much muscle to fill out that frame.
It's the curse that we all have, you know.
Yeah,
I'm 6'3", so it's. Well, you guys are built to be bodybuilders.
We're good. That problem is not ours.
Oh man, but yeah, I'd say no, shoot, I stopped sharing. I'd say this lineup's pretty good. It's going to be pretty exciting. What do you guys see anybody in the lineup that might be a surprise
is
here?
Not for me. I mean, if you're asking me, I think this is a AKIM show. He's obviously, you all know, he's missing some lat, and that's just like the way he's built. But man, he is absolutely insane everywhere else. And I feel like this is his, and it's going to be great if he takes this to see him back on the Olympia stage.
Mm-hmm.
With all that time,
whole
too.
Year off.
Yeah,
right.
He'll come back crazy.
I saw a comparison when you mentioned the lats. It made me think of a comparison I saw recently, and it was him versus himself. Like look at this. Look at the. So like the lats used to be. Yeah. Maybe this isn't the exact photo I'm thinking of, but yeah, the lats have definitely come up.
I wonder if it's like a pinning thing.
Oh, you think so? With pinning?
It would happen to both of them perfect like that, so probably not.
Right. I think I've heard with was it Ian who had the same kind of thing where his lats were coming up?
I think that happened with Max Charles, didn't it?
Maybe Max. Yeah, well, it could have. I almost makes me think that it's something to do with like the spinal, like a disc pinching, which makes the muscle atrophy.
Oh, that's crazy. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, I know people have talked about it before, and I've seen the comparisons from AKIM.
Maybe it's his way of training too.
Could be, yeah. Maybe he's not doing as much. What builds those lower lats, like deadlifts?
I mean, that you have
rack pulls,
dumbbell maybe like anything where you're bringing that elbow close to the body and down. But I mean, you can see that's correct. I mean, he's absolutely shredded there, and they're just where they are. They're just up there now.
Yeah, his muscle maturity is crazy.
Absolutely insane.
I mean, there's a reason why he's always been a top 10 Olympian.
Right.
I mean, maybe once or twice he slips, but I don't remember anything that he slipped outside top 10.
That's absolutely crazy. Even the lats the way they are, that's an insane shot right there.
Yeah, I feel like he comes in like that. Yeah, it's definitely his show.
Oh, did you guys see the creepy, weird AI thing? Give me a second. Sorry, I don't mean creepy, but it looked weird. He has like a AI generated coach now.
Oh,
but look at the face. That's traumatizing.
What the
I'm happy you guys haven't seen this yet. I saw this today and I was like, this is wild looking.
SyntheticSouls.com.
Yeah, I mean, look at the eyes. I'm not telling that thing anything about my carbs or my protein intake.
You probably get the best protocols ever.
Those eyes are going to tell me you're looking a little small. Let's up that test a little bit, bruh.
Oh shit! Yo, that's crazy.
Anyways, it's creepy looking, and I don't know. I hope I wish him well.
Yo, the technology's getting crazy.
Yeah, people won't even have to be requesting those posing trunks anymore. They'll just be able to artificially make those videos.
Just put your measurements in, your height, weight.
Yep. Tonio's face is going to end up on that. Have you ever seen that Ricardo guy with the American posing trunks doing like the dancing? Tonio's face is going to get put on top of that.
Oh my gosh!
With
the
red headband.
Someone should ask you if it's gay if it's not you. Could be a loophole.
Is it gay if it's AI?
Whoever made it, yeah. What were you thinking about?
Oh my gosh. I'm pretty sure I can show this just briefly, just so everyone understands the reference, because it's a beautiful reference. But this guy with Tonio's face, let's go.
Yo, that's wild. Now you're giving people ideas.
This is a throwback to some solid memes.
You just started something, watch.
Oh no, you're gonna get tagged.
Oh man, hey, all publicity is good publicity.
Hey, when it comes to something like that, I feel like it's pretty good.
That's a good one right there.
Right.
Put the bow on that. Oh man, any other? What else have you guys seen going on lately? I saw some physique updates from Carlos Thomas recently. He looked
does not make sense.
Nutty.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, look at the size of the insertions.
I mean, go look at the overall photos from nationals, because I went pro with him, and it's me and Justin Shire, who I think are both good bodybuilders. Obviously, Shire's been to the Olympia, so he's clearly a good bodybuilder.
Yep.
Him next to us two is like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah. I remember when he won his the qualifier that year, and I was just like, this guy needs to be on a pro stage.
Absolutely. When he puts it together, dude, he's going to be absolutely lethal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What is it that he needs? Is it the conditioning? Like,
no, they were talking about his back.
Really, just the back, and I think.
Really?
I mean, you can always be more shredded, right? You can always be more conditioned for the most part. Right. Yeah, if he puts a couple pounds on his back and comes in on point, because he was working with Vu. I don't know if he's still working with him now, but he's working with good coaches, so I know he'll get there. But it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
He's got like Nick Walker muscle on a, to be perfectly. I mean, I don't think it's a surprise to anybody for me to say it's a much prettier frame. He's just prettier.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. Silly. It has.
Oh, hey, look,
Kobe, actually.
Yep. Yeah, that's funny.
Yep.
And there's Justin. Justin's probably one of my favorite front doubles in the league.
Oh yeah.
It's so pretty. And then just getting to sit there and watch his training it's just such a treat. What's
crazy about Justin and Tonio as well, now that we mention it, is like the amount of time he's been bodybuilding, which is not long. I mean, Tonio, you're what, 5 or 6 years in? I don't think Shire's much deeper than that. And to collect the amount of muscle that you guys have in that amount of time, and also to not look blown out and ridiculous is crazy. I mean, that's nuts. And, you know, his appearance at the O, well deserved. And, you know, he took a year off, I think, which is a great decision for him to pack on the size he needed to not, you know, to place in the single digits from now till, in my opinion, whenever he decides to stop, because he's young enough, hasn't been bodybuilding that long, and he's already seen the Olympia stage. Like, it can only go up.
Fresh. Yeah.
Right.
Nice clean lines. Yeah, Tonio's only been around 2018.
Banged me in 2019, like 2 years deep. USA. Well, I wouldn't even say beat me, because I wasn't even on the same stage as him. I was in like a third call out. But
oof,
oh god,
spanked him.
You said 2019?
Yeah, I
USA?
was a light heavyweight with you. I remember seeing you. Like, there's no way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the shit Justin was saying. Because Justin was also
right.
It's funny how the world works like that.
Man. It's only so many people.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like I keep hearing my dog crying. She's
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah, I think she's pregnant.
Oh man,
Really?
you're about to have a lot more noise.
Oh my gosh.
do you just let her roam outside?
Yeah, she's out there with the other two.
Oh, you're wild, dude.
Yeah, and like now she's scratching at the door.
Oh man. Yeah, outside of those things, I don't really know what else is going on in bodybuilding.
You know, after the man, it's quiet.
Pretty slow. Well, with you, Mike, what's where are you training?
I live in New Hampshire right now, just north of the Mass New Hampshire border.
Oh, wow.
I train at an Iron Gym, which is in Billerica. Relatively small, but good atmosphere, brand new equipment, owned by a Brazilian couple actually, who have both competed. They get Brazilian pros up here frequently, so it's a good environment. There's not a whole lot of that in the Northeast anymore. You've got
no. How far is that from Bedford?
Mass? About 20 minutes. Because I work.
No way. Okay, that's where my East Coast headquarters is for my job.
I work down in Lexington, so right in that area. So yeah, it's about 20 minutes from there, but it's really all that. I mean, you've got them. You got Gym Hub, which is in Boston with Nate Tello and Jose Raymond, and the rest of the good gyms are really out west. Or you have to go all the way to Western Connecticut or New York, Montanari Bros, and all getting to York is a bunch, but that's really what we got up here. But I am imminently, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, relocating down to Florida, Port St. Lucie, actually where Jacoby lives, where Justin O'Donnell lives, and I'll be training out of Raw there.
That would be a blessing to train. If my job was remote, I'd probably go to Texas or Florida. Yeah, or maybe Las Vegas. Honestly,
now. I mean, there are a lot.
Yeah. There's a couple spots I'd really like to go. It's just my money's in California right now.
Still in Reno, Tonio?
So what? Yeah.
I don't know if I could do Reno, but
don't do Reno.
No. There's no money out there for tech.
Nah.
But yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Ellen's working on her commission right now for the Air Force. So once she finishes that up, then she'll go active duty and we'll go wherever she goes.
Oh, wow.
And then I'll probably go back to college at that point.
One of the good things about the military is you really end up in like a middle of nowhere town. There's usually some pretty good support around, and especially on the coast. I mean, you're probably going to be set.
Yep. That's how I ended up out here. I did active duty for like 8 years, and then they sent me out to San Francisco, and I was like, I could use my tech skills and make a lot more money. So I was like, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go to the reserves now. And it's been good. It's been like 3 years, I think I've been out in the Bay. So it's nice. The gym culture out here sucks though. So that's the only downside. It's bad. Well, I mean, I've been training before I deployed. I was at the lab, and that's like a private bodybuilding gym with like all custom stainless steel plates. Like it's phenomenal. But since I came back from deployment, I haven't reached out to them yet to get my membership started. So I've been training at like 24-hour fitness, which is the culture is just not, there's no bodybuilders there, So, and the equipment's all busted up and dirty, and I don't know. I've been to like old school gyms in Texas, and I've enjoyed that, but I don't know. If I could have my way, if I could snap my fingers and go to somewhere, it would be like a bodybuilding centric gym, like Dallas or Houston. That would be nice. We'll see. There's a lot of Air Force bases everywhere, so it's going to be a luck of the draw for the next 20 years when she starts. So I'm on my way out. I already did 14 years in the Army, so I got 6 more, and then I'm done.
You're both career military. Wow.
Yeah. She's just starting, so I'm pretty excited for her. So hopefully she'll get to carry the mantle for a little bit, and then I get to go to college, get jacked, learn some stuff. Yeah, it's good to, if I could just get back to like a good steady, I don't know, just look like I lift instead of just all pudgy like I am now. That'd be nice.
I was like, now you're with the same coach as us now.
Yeah, Jacoby, he's gonna kick my butt.
Oh, did you get with Jacoby?
I'm pretty excited.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sending him. That's why I got my posing trunks out. I'm going to send him my physique updates tomorrow morning.
Welcome to the team, man.
It's going to be, yeah. He might share the pictures and be like, "Look at this fat fuck."
Listen, man, he's great. I mean, he's another one that's. I mean, he's opinionated. He's going to say some shit that people aren't going to like. But when it comes to bodybuilding coaching, obviously you've got to be like built for the way he coaches, because I think more than anything, the coach-athlete relationship is about the relationship much more than it is about X's and O's. Like, I can give you the best plan in the world, and if we don't connect on like a level that where we understand each other, that doesn't mean a whole lot. You got to build that trust, especially when you're trying to push somebody deep into some dark place. You have to go to get like, you know, open 212 levels of lean. And he's great, dude. I think you're going to have a blast with him. So looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to get back on stage. It's been, I think, 4 years since I've been lean. And even then it was like third at a natural show. So it wasn't anything impressive. So I'm really hoping we can do an NPC show, and
Nice.
I don't know, maybe classic. I've always been like a bodybuilding guy, but I'm too tall. Like, I don't think I'd be able to play at all on the NPC stage with bodybuilding. It's just not.
Level, what I tell everybody is,
I don't know.
Do every single class you fit in, because the stage time, you're only going to be up there for like 2 minutes of class, right? Best. Do if you're going to do bodybuilding, you may as well do classic if you fit into the weight class. And if you're going to do classic and you look decent in board shorts, why not do men's physique?
I enjoy men's physique. I enjoy the posing. Like, I like the fun little transitions, and watching E-Banks do it for years. I'm like, yeah, I could do that. You know, Aaron can do it. I can do it. He makes it look so easy.
There's a fine line between, you talk about what division people should be in. There's a fine line between like what you like and what you're built for. And I think one of the big thing that's happening right now is like everyone thinks they should be classic, when like some of you are you're just small bodybuilders. Like, some of you are just small bodybuilders, and that's why there's 200 classic guys at a local show and like 3 guys per class in open. I get that it's not as popular.
Right.
I get that it's a little bit harder and maybe a little more risky, but like, they're just not classic. And then some of these physique guys, it's like, holy shit, dude, you have an Olympia level open back on twigs.
Yep. And then just board shorts. I've seen it. Crazy. I've seen some huge dudes, and I'll see them do with bodybuilding, and then a couple minutes later I'll see them out there with posing trunks or with board shorts. And I'm like, and it just looks nutty. I'm like, there's a huge men's open national level guy in board shorts. I'm like, that blew my mind. That was the first NPC show I went where I actually got like a press pass. And I was like, what in the world?
I'm hoping they reel that, you know, the rules they're putting in place, reel that division in, because it got crazy. Not that I'm not a fan of like the freaky looks. I think the big physique dudes look incredible, and it's a spectacle the same way any of the other big divisions are. But like, that got way out of hand from what it was supposed to be. I think the same thing's happening with wellness, where like these girls just like, holy shit, dude. If you're next to a wellness girl, you're like, oh man, like, you're massive.
Yeah, the legs are just so built. The glutes, I don't even understand how you can build a glute that specific.
Yeah.
Like, if I could get my left bicep to do what some of these ladies' butts are doing, I would be the happiest man in the world. Like, there's a little bit of bulge over here, and then it's just like a board. It's like pine wood. It's just, it's like Kansas over here. It's rough. But these ladies build those glutes crazy. It's I'll have to ask Jacoby. Does he trains ladies, right?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we should bring him on next time, and he can tell you guys how good I'm doing or how bad.
Yeah.
He's like, well, here's his photos, and not a single glute line in here.
No, I was like, Justin, he's a mad scientist. He makes things happen. So
I'm excited. Yeah,
just like you said, trust the process.
I'm gonna trust it. I need daddy to hold my hand and get me through get me to the promised land.
He's only my second coach as a pro. And the reason I'm so impressed in my time working with him is like we got to these first 2 pro shows, and everyone thinks that this is all like wizardry and magic and like vaporware, all the crazy protocols
guessing and stuff,
gurus and all this shit, man. All I did to peak for those shows was eat beef, rice, butter, and a little less water. Like that was it. We did all the work for the 16 weeks, 20 weeks we prepped, showed up, peeled, added some more food in, got on stage. And like, that was it. And, you know what I mean? So like, there's a lot of things in this sport that are not healthy and that are extreme. And I think it's almost become like, there's almost like this cultish following of like wanting to do extreme shit for the sake of doing extreme shit.
Oh, right. I was just joking with Tony. I'm like, oh, Justin's going to put me on 1,000 grams of test to start. And it's like, it's funny that the very first thing I talked about was gear, not about like a recomp, not about like, what does your diet look like? It's immediately like joking about high levels of gear. So there's definitely like a weird, and of course I'm joking, I'm still natural, but like, it's still like, it's funny that that's the first thing a lot of people go to.
It's the thing that people that are fans of this or, low level amateurs of this don't have and think it's like the thing. It's the thing they're missing. And like, you can go find a shitty coach that'll put you on a couple grams of gear and you'll put on 20, 25 pounds. And then if you were to leave them, that shit will all drop away. Right? Like, anyone can do that.
Right.
It's being able to do that long enough and well enough to get good enough to achieve at these levels. And if you're going to be doing that stupid shit because you think it's what you need to do, you're just not going to get there. And I think most pros are like generally willing to go there for the most part, right? Like we understand that there's a balance here. There's something I'm going to give up to chase this. But if I don't have to give up that much, why would I? Right? Like if I don't have to risk these things, why would I? And that was the big, not that I've ever been on the risky side of this because I got a family. I got, this bodybuilding isn't my full-time thing. Like, I don't want to risk things I don't have to, but I'm a pro, so I'm willing to. But the big thing for me with Jacoby, these preps was not having to. It was like the most laid back, simple, just laying down on the couch, eating every 2 hours, resting, posing, and going to the show and looking the best I ever did. So, I mean, I know people aren't going to believe it. And if we want to get into specifics, we can. Every time I talk about specifics, people don't believe me, but it really is like, it's not about the gear. It's not about the protocols. If you're not doing the work for the 16 to 20 weeks before in the prep and like the year before that in your off season, you can try to make up some ground in prep, I guess, but it's not the smart way to do it, and it doesn't need to happen. So,
right.
I think for some reason it doesn't matter if you're, a 212 pro or if you're Samson Dowda himself. Like if you say that you don't take a lot of gear, and even in prep you're like, well, I didn't take a lot of orals. Like I was a very chill prep. No one's going to believe you. They're always assuming that there's like this secret thing, and I don't understand why people think that is. Like, is that more of just like a speaking to someone's insecurities or inabilities to do the basics, and they're thinking that that's what they have to like make up with?
I mean, that probably their lack of knowledge too.
Like, yeah, true.
Because I mean, you'll have people like coaches here where it's time to cut. Let's start taking trim and Enavor, all this, and it's just like you have people over here. It's like, oh, I want to bulk, so I'm gonna take trim. Trin is a cutting steroid. I'm like, I mean, can't really say there's a cutting and a bulking, gear, because you could do either on either. Like you were saying, it's the work you're putting in, the cardio you're putting in, your diet you're doing with it. So I think it's just a lack of knowledge of what we actually do and what we actually know about it, from the outside looking in. People who are like, Mike, who's very knowledgeable with this shit too. He's a coach yourself too, right? You understand, as to where someone who doesn't do this, they're like, oh no, to look like that, you have to be doing extreme amounts of whatever. I mean, I get it all the time. I'm like, yo, Justin doesn't do that. I've even told Justin, like, hey, you said he was gonna boost it a little bit. What's this shit?
You said just a couple drips.
Yeah, what the fuck? But nah,
he's like, oh shoot, wrong sheet. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, people don't believe it, but I mean, it's simple. I think they want fast. They want to
Everyone
quit.
wants fast results.
They don't want to do the diet. Like, I mean, for our whole prep from from Olympia to Brazil to Cal, it was chicken and rice. We didn't do nothing crazy. Chicken and rice.
I'd be so okay with that. I don't want to off rail, but like I've done a lot of coaches, and I've done 2 or 3 natural shows, and only one of them I was in decent shape. I mean, you still couldn't see the glute lines, but like I never have abs. I'm a chubby guy, and I had abs, and I got third. I can't tell you how many coaches I've went to after that initial guy. What's the Connor? Connor was his name. Apologies, Connor. I forgot your name. He's not watching. It was a few years ago. He owns Divided Labs. I'll plug that. Him and everybody after that, they want me on all this different stuff. I gotta do an avocado here, and I gotta do cucumbers here, and then I gotta put mashed almonds. It's like, can we, for the love of God, just put me on rice and eggs and chicken and beef? Like, I'm such an idiot. I'm a moron. I need it simple. Like, you have to make this stuff so stupidly simple that it's impossible for me not to follow it. And when you say chicken and rice for 2 preps for 2 shows, and Mike was saying beef, butter, and water and rice, I'm like, that sounds like heaven at this point. Like, I'm so tired of having to measure cucumbers and figuring out how to make asparagus flavorful. I don't want veggies. I've got fruits and greens from Dragon Pharma. This is my vegetables. I'm good. Anyways,
that's
not to get on a tangent about cucumbers, but
granted, like, there's some art to coaching, right? If you're dealing with like lifestyle people, because like lifestyle people don't want to do that. Lifestyle people don't want to eat 4 meals of the same exact shit every single day and be this meticulous. So that I have an immense amount of respect for the people that can coach lifestyle people. I have no business doing it because I just don't have the fucking patience to like worry about why you don't want to eat eggs this week. Like I don't do well with that, right? I understand why. Like I get it mentally. Like I understand why you don't want to do that, but I don't sympathize with it, which makes me a terrible coach for people that aren't, invested in this lifestyle, like bodybuilding, not just fitness. But yeah,
right.
Incredibly simple. I think there are 6 food. I'm looking at my diet right now from sirloin, eggs, rice, cream of rice, and fruit, and then yogurt, and it's just in chicken. So those 6 or 7 things remixed 6 or 7 times a day, and that's literally it. And it doesn't take any more than that. There's no just eat more of it to get bigger, or eat less of it to get smaller. And like, there's obviously some fine tuning in there and some art in like really getting somebody peeled, which is where someone like Jacoby excels because he's really, really good. I mean, I got the most shredded I've ever been. Every striation I can possibly have, I had, and I was still eating almost 4,000 calories. So like it was. I was like, we started prep, and I'm like, yes, we can stop eating so much fucking food because I was at like 6,500 calories, and I'm not. I'm only 5'6" on the best of days, so like 6,500 calories isn't a whole lot, a whole lot of place to go. And we start prep, and he pulls some food off. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? You pulled like 50 grams of carbs out. And then, 2 or 3 weeks out, we're still doing 1,000-gram carb refeeds, which is nauseating, right? Like, I have 6 meals of 1,000 grams of carbs total plus a cheat meal for a high. Yeah.
Clean carbs.
Like 2 kilograms.
Clean carbs.
But that's the art of it, is making it not suck. Because it obviously always sucks. Like there's always something that's shitty about it. You're always tired. You're always fatigued, whatever. But like there are degrees of suck. And if you can be eating a decent amount of food and not doing 2 hours of cardio, that's a pretty smooth and easy prep, right? So that's what all is.
Right.
The cardio is what I could never understand, because the one prep that I looked really, really good, it was pretty simple diet, and I think I was on like an hour and a half on the stepper, so I would just put on a movie and just get lost in it. And I mean, that was the best I ever showed up, like just abs. I mean, I saw some of the pictures afterwards. I lost like all the muscle, because I mean, I don't know if maybe it's a genetic thing of like natural, and then you just lose everything, you look flat and nasty. But I was just excited just to have abs, and then like I saw some videos of my calves looking like veiny, and I was like, holy shit, like I'm not some fat fuck. Like I can do this. Like it was my, and I was so miserable. Like I could barely get out of bed. My feet were hurting because like I'd walk and my feet
Oh,
would
yeah.
hurt. And I was like, I must have been getting really lean, and I loved it. Like I loved being miserable. So I'm looking. I love it. I'm a creature for structure, simplicity. I've been eating eggs and bacon. Like I've been doing keto for the last couple of weeks, and I love the simplicity. But if we could just switch out the bacon for rice and get more structure,
I think you'll have a pretty good time with Jacoby. Then it should seem like an easy process.
Yeah.
The recomp on the training and the food I'm looking forward to it because it's just more structure that's going to make my life. I'm a military man. Like I like structure. I was on my deployment. I was waking up at like 4:30 in the morning, and I was texting all my squad leaders, making sure everybody knows when to wake up. Because, God forbid I can't go and do something and not be in a position of leadership. Like I can't just like hide and be a shitbag. Like, I gotta be a platoon sergeant and like commanding 150 people. Like, ugh. But I love it. Literally I got to the point where I was complaining about the other guys being in leadership. I'm like, this is such a shithole. Like nothing's structured. No one's doing the right thing. And I just like sat back and thought, I'm like, I'm complaining about what is without doing anything to change it. And I'm like, dang it. And then like 2 weeks later, I was the platoon sergeant. I'm like, God, because it takes all your sleep away. You're getting stupid messages about like, where am I supposed to be right now? I'm like, talk to your squad leader. Don't talk to me. So then you're just hurting adult cats at that point. But I love it. It's I probably should just go back active duty, but I'm going to let Ellen do her Air Force thing, and I'm going to go to college. So
it's something about the way you say.
Well, because I'm so used to like, I was literally going to go down to the recruiting station and just sign up to be a recruiter just because like I miss active duty. And I'm like, I just want to get back there. I miss that structure, right. But I can make that structure in my current life without completely abandoning my job, my hobbies, and just making my entire life the military again. Like I can be more than just that uniform. So I think that's where Jacoby and the prep and training, and I mean, me managing my help desk here for my tech job. I can leverage all that stuff to build the structure I want without having to just throw away all my freedoms and end up in some weird
really
place in the
way
world.
to buy structure, right? Like it's not really an even trade.
Yeah, I get structure for free with the military. Yeah, in the civilian life, I have to throw money
military,
at
right?
coach. Well, yeah, it's free, right? Yeah, I get paid 24 hours a day. You know, it might be $4 an hour, but it's I did not miss that. Oh, when I saw the paycheck when I got on deployment, oh, the difference from California tech money to, military money, it was rough. But we're back. We're here. It's always funny when you complain about money because it's like you can always have more, and if you do get more, it's never enough.
Never enough.
It's no. When I got this tech job, and it's far north of 6 figures, I was like, okay, this is everything I need in life. Like I'm going to be so happy. And then a year later, I was talking with my manager. I'm like, yeah, I'm looking at like, how can I get your job? And I'm like, how can I be a director? Oh, and he's like, oh, okay, you've been here a year. All right. It's just wild.
I hear that, man. Because I'm an engineer by degree. I'm in program management right now. So the herding cats thing, like, I got you. I can tell you right now, like, I'm looking to like find ways to get less responsibility, right? And to like get out of that right now because I've been doing it for a while. And the things that have been going on with my family and like the way bodybuilding's been going for me, it's like, how do I find something where I have to do less? Like, not that I want to be a shitbag, like you said, because I've never been one of those. I'm where I am because I've always done good stuff, but it's a point in life where like, not that everyone's thing is going to be a bodybuilding or a pro athlete or whatever it might be, but even just like
Yep.
You know, my mother recently passed away, and the time that could have been spent over the last few years with her, with my brother who passed away young, with my, you know, my son who's obviously doing well, but like, it's how much are these minutes of my life actually worth to not be doing what I want to be doing?
Yep.
And granted, I like my job; it pays very well. I enjoy it, but I think everyone comes to a crossroad at some point and decides, well, you know, how much is it worth? Are they willing to sell it for what they're being offered? And I don't know, evaluate that right now.
It's so true. Yeah. No, I mean, I got really blessed where I hired one of my help desk guys who's like really big into PowerShell. So he's been automating a lot of our tasks, and it's saving us hours of time, which means I get more time to focus on actual project management instead of like tier 1 and tier 2 help desk tasks. So that's been an absolute blessing. But to speak to what Mike was saying with, you know, how much can I sell my time versus spending time with my family? And, you know, I'm living here. I mean, I have my beautiful girlfriend now, but I've been out here essentially bacheloring for years. All my family's in Texas. Like, I just spent Thanksgiving with just me and my girlfriend. So it's like the trade-offs, you know, like what's most important to you? Is it money or is it family? And I think, you know, I'm 31 now. I can definitely tell you now that money is not what makes people happy. It's community and family, and community through hobbies, community through bodybuilding. That's why I think I love bodybuilding so much. Is I get to meet amazing people like Tonio and Mike here. So I guess for everyone watching, it's like, you know, what's most important to you? Is it watching some drama about Fuad, or is it spending time with your family, or listening to Tonio and Mike talk about the ungodly amount of 2.5 kilograms of rice they have to eat?
Full circle on that one. That's impressive.
Right?
I try. I can go on monologues. I'm really good. I enjoy monologues. I can tie a bow.
Yeah, I feel like you had that written down or something.
Yeah, right. I'm just sitting here picking my fingers because I'm horrible. I do need to get like some stress balls when I do these things, because I'll just be sitting here just like staring at you guys on the screen. And anyways, the full loop was good. But that is an hour, actually. Now that you mention it, that's pretty funny. Shoot, Mike, I feel like we could go another whole hour, but I've got this. I showed Tonio earlier. I got this brand new PC I'm going to build for my girlfriend, so I got to put that together. But Mike, plug your stuff. How can people reach you online?
I'm actually really simple about this. I'm actually, if you ask me, I fucking hate social media, but I know it's a must. So the only one I have is Instagram, and it's just my name, which you can see right down there in the corner, at Mike Condell. You'll see, you know, a lot of my top posts are featuring Born Ready, local company up here that has just brought me on as their first athlete. We've got EAAs, creatine, and a multi out right now. We've got a stim and a pump product coming for prees. We've got 2 flavors of protein coming. They're a real homegrown Northeast brand. The owner, Dylan Cody, has been around here. He's worked for Animal. He's a young kid, very motivated, very inspirational. Just at it all the time. Not to dig too deep into it, but I mean, I had not avoided, but hadn't like stepped into the whole like ambassador, you know, work for our brand at like a low level, and, you know, pitch our products and make a few cents on the back end. I was never into that stuff because it never felt genuine. And
I think everyone hates
it's like the biggest companies in the industry all do it, and there's hundreds of people that have like, you know, use my code so and so 5% off, and it's like, I get it.
Yeah, it's because they want to feel like they belong, man.
Right.
They want that community.
I'm not going to jump into the whole social media thing. Fucking do it.
What are your thoughts on Redcon 1? No.
Anyway, but yeah, so I was never interested in it, and then, you know, he started this thing up local with just 2 supplement stores, and then started his own brand. And we're like, New England bodybuilding's really been dying recently. Like, we had that one pro show, the Boston Pro, which was fucking fantastic, and then the promoter like stole $5 million and like fucked off. So that sucks. Yeah. Yep. It was a really good show too. And like AKIM performed afterward, and like It was great. The whole thing,
No one got paid. No one got rings. It was bad.
So that was like the New England bodybuilding scene definitely did not need that hit because there isn't a whole lot going on. Like the shows that are up here that are more like regional shows used to be crazy. Like I competed in 2017 at New England's, and everybody in the overall is now a pro. Like that's the way it used to be up here, and it's really dying. So Dylan's mission is to kind of like bring that back. So I got lucky enough that I was up here and he knew who I was and brought me on. So I'm going to tell you that we're like the secret or we've got anything that no one else has, but I think we fill an important niche in this industry. You're going to, you come listen to what Dylan has to say, what you're going to hear from me on there. It's all going to be genuine. It's all going to be flat to your face. No bullshit, no gimmicks. We're releasing real products that I'm helping formulate. So that's my pitch for that. Hopefully, with the move that I talked about, going to be hopefully getting more active on Instagram, posting more reels, more information for, the people that care. And hopefully that goes somewhere. So that's all I got.
Yeah. We're looking forward to seeing what Florida is like for you. And, you getting an opportunity to train at a Raw or wherever it is that you decide, I think is going to be a tremendous help.
I'm really looking forward to it because I think people drastically underestimate what environment can do for you. Not that I would trade it for anything, right? Not that I would trade what I've done up here because my whole family's up here, but I've never had like the environment around. Like there's really no pros up here. Everyone goes pro and they move away, right? Like they move to Vegas.
Just like Mike's going to do. Yeah.
I am part of the,
so you're the problem. I get it. Right.
You're keeping it going.
Not part of the problem, but that just didn't exist up here. And I'm excited to like walk into Raw and be like, oh shit, there's Brett, or there's Justin O'Donnell, who's like a week out and looking absolutely crazy in the heavyweight class. Bum says he's tired, but I'm sure he'll still be there. Yeah, there's C-Bum. Like it's going to be nice. And I'm looking forward to it. So I'm hoping I can get some real traction in places that I haven't gotten it before and get moving here because so they're not getting any younger.
Yeah, none of us are. Tonio seems to not age at all, so
I'm like, I'm sick right now.
I gotta steal some of that witchcraft from him. I smile too much. That's my problem. So my wrinkles are coming in hard. But luckily, this one's 23, so she's a baby, so she's nice and young, and her face looks perfect. So I wish I could steal some of that from her, but oh well.
She's letting you be there just to have you.
But anyways, Mike, what's right. What's the prep plan looking like as we kind of conclude? You're in the off season,
so it's been tough. So obviously, I finished my first 2 pro shows in Florida and Chicago this summer, and not to go into some big long story here, but my mother was in the hospital starting about early July, and never left and passed away just a couple weeks ago. So I've been like since Chicago. Between my job picking back up and getting really busy, which is like always the way things go, right? Like a ton of shit, a ton of bricks hits you on the fucking face, and then work goes, oh, by the way. So work got crazy. My mother's in the hospital, so I'm running back and forth to there, at least once a day. And bodybuilding has just been like off the radar for a couple months. So I'm just now getting back on track here. I was in Florida last week, actually, tending to the house we bought down there and going to the Miami football game. Got in the gym consistently for the first time in months. So I'm just looking to get back to where I need to be, set that foundation again, get back to where I was, physique wise and mentality. Cause you take a break, you kind of lose some of that edge. So I'm just trying to get back. And then, Jacoby and I we'll see what it looks like. And obviously if I got to put on a bunch of weight that I lost, it's probably a late 2025, if not early 2026 situation. But we'll see. I'm trying not to write things off. I know it'll come back quick. I know I'm, in general, a bit pessimistic, so I'm trying to avoid that mindset for myself. We're just going to do some work between now and, April, May, and see what comes. So,
yeah. And Florida's probably going to help a lot with that mindset, too.
How about you?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
We're looking forward to it.
Tonio, where are you going?
Tonio or me? Oh, yeah. I was going to say.
The live check-in with Jacoby.
Episode 12, I think.
Yeah. We're not normally I like to compete earlier in the year, but we're gonna push the off season a little bit longer and do something mid. So we were thinking Chicago and Vancouver. I think it'd be dope to go to Canada too. So
Oh, Vancouver would be a great one, you know. Chicago is good
great.
too.
Zero complaints about that, man. That was very well. Everything was great.
Oh yeah. I did Chicago in, was it 22? Yeah, and I got second against Antoine. So and then I did, last time I was up in Vancouver was 2018, my second amateur show.
Wow.
Yeah.
Those will be good comparisons.
Yeah.
Well, all right. That's good to know. All right. Mike, we got to bring you back on again, though. That's I feel like we're just scratching the
Happy
surface
to be here, man. Yeah, thank you guys
are.
for having me, and I'm hoping this move kind of sets things a little bit easier for a minute. I'd like to have a few boring months of my life for a change, so if you guys are looking to fill a spot, I will make myself available because this is fun. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah. Tonio does a good job hosting, so we do appreciate him.
Well,
I chill.
He's just chill, just smiles.
We know each other,
right?
Perfect. So Tonio like moved in with me during the 2021 national at our Airbnb. He was with us for 3 days straight there, which was awesome. So
yeah.
Shoot, that's nice. Well, guys, I appreciate it. Of course, Tonio, check Tonio out at Tonio Burton on Instagram. If you guys are not following him by now, it's kind of weird because it's his show.
Hell yeah, it's weird.
It'd be really, really weird.
Haters.
make sure you guys follow Monday Morning Muscle so you guys can see all the shorts and the announcements for who's the guest for next week. And of course, we want to thank Dragon Pharma for sponsoring the show and sponsoring Tonio, making life a lot easier. Also, I guess we want to plug those jerseys real quick because I did see you post that reel.
Is it?
And we haven't talked about it since then.
Hey, tonight is the last chance.
Is it really? Oh my God, I got to put my order in.
Yeah.
I cannot miss out on these jerseys. Well, that's the shirt.
Yeah, that's the shirt right there. The jersey's the same look, just jersey material.
Yeah.
But it's a free one with the $199 purchase.
Oof. And you can check out the new birthday cake, which Tonio decided not to use a scooper like a Neanderthal.
I couldn't find it.
Bruh.
I didn't want to get my hands all in there and my hands come out all ashy after.
Oh, it's so true.
But the flavor's actually good though. So I mean,
yeah,
I'm not a fan of birthday cake protein, but that one's actually good.
Hell yeah. Well, all right, I'll make sure I put my order in tonight. It's the last couple days of November, so I get to throw that in on the November budget because we're about to start budgeting hard until she ships out for the Air Force. We're gonna tighten that shot group. Well, fellas, thank you so much. Make sure you guys subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you subscribe to Tonio and check out Mike on Condell, not Connell. I've been saying it wrong the whole time because I'm illiterate. There's a D in there. It's crazy. It's crazy how that works.
It's silent.
A silent D. I don't think I've heard that one before. Well, no, Django, right? Django. Oh, yeah. That is a silent D. Yes, I got one.
Of course, you use that movie.
Yeah.
Don't worry, your co-host is black.
my co-host is black. We're fine. That is truly full circle, ladies and gentlemen.
This is why I stay quiet.
Hell yeah. Well, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next week for our next surprise guest. Thanks for watching.